What is Red Bull? What does it have in it? What does it do for our body? What does it not have in it? Is it really as bad as people say it is? Can it cause all of these problems that people think? Is it any worse than any of the other energy drinks that people drink? Is it worse than coffee or a regular soda, say Diet Coke, Mountain Dew? In this speech, I want to talk about what Red Bull has in it, the main ingredients, the things that will be good, the things that are bad, whether they're naturally found in our body or we're putting something in there that's not there that may not be so great. I want to talk about how things are ingested through our body, what it does. Does it cause our heart to race? Does it cause our blood pressure to go up? Can it help us even though we don't realize it? And then I want to talk about the two silly little things that, you see on a Red Bull commercial. It gives you wings. Well, what do they mean by that? And then, of course, does Red Bull really have bull semen in it? And why do people say that? So with that being said, let's talk about the first main ingredient that you will see as soon as you look at a Red Bull can. Taurine. It's right on the front. Made with taurine. Lightly carbonated. With this, people automatically want to talk about and say that taurine is a derivative of bull semen, because Taurus and bull, they're, So, with that being said, that is not the case whatsoever. The root word for taurine is Taurus. That is correct. Which is where the misconception comes in. But that is not the same thing whatsoever. Root words are not always the same. So some researchers believe that taurine is what they would consider a wonder drug, a great thing for your body when taken properly, when you have enough in your body, when you're not deficient, and when you're not overly crowded with it. And it's a relatively safe thing to ingest. It is an amino acid that is naturally found in your own body. It can be made synthetically as well, though, and with that synthetic compound, it is much more simple, so your body will take it in faster. It catches on and it knows what it's doing faster. With that, the example that I would like to give when you talk about things that are simple for your body to take in would be something like having an IV versus just drinking water to hydrate. Instantly with that IV, this water, this fluid, is getting into your veins. Drinking, your body has to go through the whole absorption process. Well, that's what it is with taurine. In a Red Bull, it's a simple, straight into your vein. With ingesting it through food, which would be a meat, an egg, a cheese, an animal byproduct, is going to, be the absorption. It's going to take longer. You're going to hydrate slower with the naturally occurring amino acid. One thing that this amino acid does that others don't is that it does not build proteins. So it's a little bit different, but it's still a great thing. And it's obviously, I said it was naturally found. A couple of the really big places that it's found is in the heart, the brains, your eyes, and then your major muscle groups, which your heart and your brain and your eyes are obviously in those major muscle groups as well. But the major muscle groups. So it's not something that is uncommon for your body to want or crave. Being in an energy drink, your body will want and crave it more if you're an avid Red Bull drinker like me. With that being said, there are great good things about this drug. Or, well, I say drug, this amino acid. Studies have shown really big promise in not only heart disease, but diabetes as well, as this can help as a supplement. So say you're taking metformin, you could also take a little bit more taurine, and it will help reduce your blood sugar. and it will help level it out and control what's going on inside of your body by reducing the insulin resistance that your body naturally happens to have more of. It's also been found to reduce blood pressure and cholesterol when taken a certain way in a certain study. It's helpful with many things. It also is good for muscle damage and inflammation of your said muscles. So that's where it kind of comes in with the heart. Your heart is a major muscle. It's a huge muscle that you use every day, all day, whether you know it or not. And so it's going to help kind of reduce the inflammation on that. It's going to help continue to rebuild what's damaged if you're working on that. So that's just one major ingredient, the first one you see when you look at that nice lovely can of Red Bull. But let's talk about a little bit more on the back. So in the back you'll see a little bitty label that talks about niacin, vitamin B12, vitamin B6, and palatonic acid. What are those? We've all heard vitamin B12 and vitamin B6 and the vitamin B complexes. We got to take those. Those are great. Those are excellent. So what exactly do they do for us? Like, why do we need to take them? Why are they in this energy drink? So we'll start with niacin since it's on the first. It's the first thing. It is also a great cholesterol treatment. It's known as vitamin B3. B complex here. It is a good thing for cholesterol, but you have to overdose yourself with vitamin B3 in order for the cholesterol to reduce, which, here's where kind of some of the bad stuff comes in, can be detrimental to your kidneys. I know that you all have heard of people that drink an extra exorbitant amount of energy drinks have kidney issues, kidney failures. Maybe that could be part of it. But in all, it is relatively safe in small doses, being cautious and making sure you're not overly doing anything wrong. So it's not terrible, but it can be if you're not careful. Then next, we'll go with the very last one, which is plantainic acid, also known as B5, again in the B category. This is kind of an odd one because it affects more broadly. It can help with acne. It can help with an ADHD treatment. It can even help with nerve pain and neuropathy. So this kind of almost blankets your whole entire body. We've all heard, vitamins are great for your face, great for your acne. But did you really think that something that's great for your acne comes out of something that's lightly carbonated and is supposed to be terrible for you? That's kind of weird. It is also, which I thought was amazing, helps fight depression. Vitamin B3 is vitamin B5 is a huge depression helper. So it's going to help with your endorphins. It's going to help you feel better, not just by gaining energy, but it's that B5 is going to boost your happiness. As well as when you drink it, you boost your happiness. So the next two are vitamin B6 and vitamin B12. We all have heard about these. There's no special fancy name on the can for them or anything. They just want to straight out tell you it has vitamin B6 and vitamin B12 in it. So it's good for you. You need to drink it. Vitamin B6 is not produced by the body though. It's only received through outside sources. So if you would look at like a B complex, you're going to see it in there, but you're going to see a crazy amount of it because our body doesn't make it at all whatsoever. They are both good in blood functions, so it's going to help your blood flow, it's going to help less clotting and things like that. It's almost, but not quite, like a natural blood thinner. Don't, be like, well, I could just drink Red Bull and not take my blood thinners, because that's not the case. Blood thinners do different things, but this is vitamin B6 and B12, and they are good for your blood. B6 and B12 also are a little bit of a happy drug, you could call. So honestly, this whole B complex is not a terrible thing if you're careful with it. So now we've talked about the good stuff and a little bit of what the good stuff can be bad. Now let's talk about the not so good stuff, which would be the 3 things that cause us to gain weight, cause us to have acne, cause us to have insulin issues, blood pressure issues, the stuff that all of the other stuff above it really was supposed to help. So the first is caffeine. It can cause malabsorption with your calcium into your bones, causing osteoporosis. It can cause a stunting of growth. So it's not so great for kids. Obviously, we don't like our kids drinking Red Bull. But on the grander scheme of things, an 8.4 ounce of Red Bull only has 80 milligrams of caffeine in it. Did you know that your Mountain Dew has 76 milligrams? You know, Mountain Dew is like the worst soda you can drink. And actually, I have a chart here that talks about energy drinks, and surprisingly enough, Mountain Dew is considered an energy drink on this chart. It's that off. So Red Bull kind of falls in the middle on how much caffeine that you really have in it. You know, a lot of people say there's too much caffeine in Red Bull, I can't drink that. Well, you're drinking your cup of coffee, right? Like, it's not that much more. If you hit a dark roast, you're going to have even more. So, caffeine is also kind of like a drug, though. You can start to withdraw. I know that we've all had those headaches, moodiness, anxiety, from not drinking our morning coffee halfway through the day, or not drinking our energy drinks or our sodas. But also, if it gets really bad and your body's truly addicted to caffeine, you can even have DTs, and you can go through serious withdrawals. So that's not good. Obviously, caffeine, you think energy, it hypes you up for a while, but then you crash. The second thing is sugar. Red Bull does use natural sugars. They're not artificial sugars. It's not aspartame or anything like that. But it has 26 grams of sugar in an 8.4 ounce can. 26 grams of sugar. That is an exorbitant amount. When you look into your whole daily plan, sugar isn't everything. So adding 26 unnecessary things might not be good for you. It can increase the likelihood of heart disease and high cholesterol. Obviously, it's not a healthy thing. It can increase those. And it also adds so many unnecessary calories to your diet, which can lead to your weight gain, which can lead to diabetes. Having that extra sugar is not always great. The third thing is carbohydrates. So in this one, we have a simple and a complex, like in taurine, but it's opposite. We don't want simple carbs. Red Bull is full of simple carbs. They just turn straight into sugar. So your carbs and your sugar are on top of each other at this point. Obviously, high blood sugar, diabetes, heart disease, higher cholesterols, unhealthy living. There are 28 grams of carbs in this 8.4 ounce can of Red Bull, which is a tenth of your daily carb intake based on a 2,000 calorie diet like all the other stuff that we look at. So it's not the greatest either. So it has its downfalls, it has its uphills. So it could be bad for you. If you're a moderate drinker of them, it could be okay for you, but it's not as bad as some. You could be doing worse. So with this Red Bull falling on not really the worst side of the energy drink spectrum, it really depends on who you are and how you feel about it. Just like, is your favorite color red or is your favorite color blue? Would you rather be at the beach or would you rather be at the mountains? So is it good enough for you to drink? Is it not good enough for you to drink? Are you a super healthy keto person that never wants to drink anything but water? No, you would never want to drink a Red Bull. Are you somebody that's kind of healthy but needs a little pep of energy? Maybe grab yourself an 8.4 ounce can of Red Bull. It's not going to kill you. You're going to really burn all of the bad stuff right back off. So what do we say this? What do we say about this? Is it something that you all would want to try? Is it something that you might like to add into your daily life? Is it something maybe that's a good little treat? I mean, Red Bull has all these crazy flavors. Watermelon, cranberry. Personal favorite is the Red Bull Plum. If you haven't tried it, you definitely need to. And maybe you'll have a few added benefits to this. Maybe it's not, maybe your lifestyle is healthy enough for you to be able to drink a Red Bull every once in a while and get the extra boost of energy that you need to finish your exam or go climb that mountain on your bike or just simply make it through your day as a mom or dad. So it just depends on your lifestyle and what you like. But me, personally, I'm okay with Red Bull. Would I give it to my children? Again, no. But that's fine. We all have our likes, we all have our dislikes. But I'm just saying, Red Bull doesn't have bull semen in it. Maybe those vitamins and that B complex are going to give me the wings I need to make it through my day. And if I just watch what I eat a little bit more other than my Red Bull, the bad is going to outweigh, the good is going to outweigh the bad just enough that I can justify drinking Red Bull. So, would you all drink one with me?